Aloha kakayaka. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fabulous 11-11-11. Really neat day today. Friday, Veterans Day. So, of course, a great deal of respect and honor out to any of the people who have served in the various militaries, regardless of what you politically believe. I always believe in supporting individuals that pursue their path. Both of my grandfathers served, and three of Sumi's cousins serve or have served. So, great deal of respect for them. Thank you all very much. I have a couple of really great questions here. Getting more and more questions. I'm getting a lot of questions about where is your blog. So I know answering that here won't be helpful. So I'm going to try to post more on Facebook where this link is. Hope you guys are enjoying it and getting some benefit out of it. Because if you are, and if it looks like the traffic and the people visiting the sites continue, then I'll do this on a regular basis. If I have time, I'll do it daily. Travel days, probably not, but I'll do my best to do it daily. Anyway, let's jump right into this first one here. Hi, Matt. First of all, thank you for the blog. It is great. I have always thought that emailing you would be a bother, and this seems to be a great way to ask questions, so thank you again. You're welcome. Yeah, I know, I get that a lot. I get people saying, oh, I didn't want to email you. I thought it would be a bother. So maybe you guys hearing my voice and that I enjoy the questions, maybe that will help to open up the possibilities for you guys to just send me emails. Anyway, here is my simple and yet complex question. The Haumana, the student, continues in the email. What is the difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person? I have heard you mention that you have looked at the difference between the two, and I'd love to hear if you have any more to share. You began to talk about this in the practitioner training in Newport Beach. I was there. Great, thank you for being there, by the way. And let's see. Yeah, okay. So I talked about it a little bit there and wanting to know more about this. Geez, I could dedicate easily 4 or 5 days to talking about this. Let's look at it from a creating your money needs and resources perspective, because my gut says that that's what the word, that's the implication of successful. By the way, I believe people can be spiritually successful, successful in their health and fitness, successful in their personal growth and development, successful in their family, relationship, you name it. More often than not, when I get the question about success, though, it does relate to career, money needs and resources, generating income. So let's start off big picture. Let's talk about what are the big differences that I saw between successful people and unsuccessful people. And the big picture ones kind of correlate to all the different areas of your life. And I'm going to give you some specific concepts that relate to successful in career, successful in creating the money needs and resources that you want. Okay, so first of all, and again, this list can go on for a while, and I want to pinpoint the things that I saw that really made the difference. The first one was a freedom from fear, just an absolute freedom from fear, especially fear of failure. And you might say, how is that possible? Well, I mean, of course, there are release techniques, and we have HUNA, we have NLP, we have the time empowerment techniques. We have these various release techniques that can help you become free from fear, and yet on the path, in the moment, something can happen, and it can bring up your stuff. It can bring up your fear. The interesting thing about successful people is that they have some sort of mechanism to push through that. And the biggest thing that they seem to be able to push through is a fear of failure. This idea that in the past they have failed and that somehow means they're going to fail again in the future. And the common theme that I heard was that literally they would sit there. Here's an analogy. I went back to school and I got my PhD in psychology. And it cost me over 6 figures. It cost me over $100,000 to complete my PhD. That included the tuition, the books, the residency program, the travel to my residency, everything. That's taking everything into account, over $100,000. Now, most people are fearful of investing $100,000 thinking that they're not going to get that money back, thinking that somehow investing that they're going to lose it. And they use that same type of thinking when it comes to the things that they do. Oh, I don't want to do this business venture because what if it fails? Well, so what if it fails? Think of a failure like you paying for an education. Think of a failure like you paying to learn more about yourself and about your path. And this goes across the board, by the way. This goes with every area of your life. Oh, I had a failed relationship. Great. What did you learn from that? Well, because you failed, you paid either through money, if it was a divorce and you lost money, through time and energy. You put time and energy into a relationship, so you paid. Okay, so it's an education. So you paid for something. What is the education you got from it? See, if you sit there and you think to yourself, oh, I failed, I'm a failure, well, then you're going to carry that forward. And you're going to actually prevent yourself from moving forward and achieving what you want to achieve. Successful people don't see it as a failure. Successful people see it as a learning experience. And again, the best way to describe it is an education. It's like you're paying to become more educated about this area of your life. And again, that's across the board. Now, successful people, from a money perspective, I mean, these are statistics that I've seen from various labor, the U.S. Department of Labor. This comes from, I remember in my psychology course where it talked about people who, the psychology of, I can't remember it. I can't remember if it was the psychology of success or the psychology of excellence. Either way, about 1% of people that begin coming out of high school that are on equal playing ground, meaning that they're starting off on this equal field, if you would, when they hit that age of, 50s, 60s, whatnot, 1% of them are going to be wealthy. 5% of them are going to be financially independent and wealthy. So you're talking about the top 5%. The next biggest chunk is people that are going to have to continue to work, and over 50% are going to be relying on some sort of aid or help in order to live their life. Now here's the deal. The top 5%, what makes them that top 5%? How can you become that top 5%? One of the biggest things is becoming free from your fear. Freedom from what are other people going to think? Oh my God, I teach HUNA. So what I teach HUNA? So what I teach NLP? Today I went to go get a chiropractic adjustment. Courtney, if you're listening, thank you very much. It was a great idea. There's one of my haumana. She gives me a massage occasionally, and a great massage. And yeah, she said go see a chiropractor. So I did. And the chiropractor said to me, so what do you do? And I said, well, I teach NLP. I teach neuro-linguistic programming. And she says, oh, I've heard of that. I said, oh, did you hear the good or did you hear the bad? She said, there's bad out there? I went, well, yeah, sure. She said, no, all I heard was the good. Tell me a little bit more about it. Well, some people are just afraid to even mention, oh, I studied NLP. HUNA. I told the lady I get massages from here in Kona. She said, what do you teach? I teach HUNA. I don't know why I told her HUNA and the other one NLP. Actually, I've told the massage therapist both NLP and HUNA. I only had a short amount of time with the chiropractor. Probably talk about HUNA next time. Well, I don't want to talk about that. What if they think funny of me? So what? What is the desire of your heart? What is the thing that makes your soul just scream out in joy when you do it? Be okay expressing that. That's called freedom. That's a freedom from fear, freedom from this idea that someone else's opinion matters. Does it matter what my wife thinks? Well, for those of you that know Sumi, of course it does. Does it matter what my kids think? Of course it does. And I'm going to live my life. And I'm going to be the person that I want to be. And when they see that, what they think is actually feedback about my true authentic self, of who I am. Yeah, so you as an individual, you have to have this ability to get over that fear and to really realize that what you have experienced has been an education. How can you learn from that and take that learning and really then move forward with that? and go for the desire of your heart. From my heart, to hell with others. Yeah? You gotta, what I do comes from my heart. I love what I do. I live what I do. And I think that actually demonstrates to my family and my kids how powerful life can be, rather than trying to be someone that other people want me to be. Geez, that's already over 10 minutes and I'm only talking about freedom. Like I said, I can talk about this for days. So, I wanted to keep these around the 10-minute mark or so. I wanted to keep these at the 10 to 15 minutes. So I have a couple more questions. I know you guys are sending me them in, and I'm really loving it. This audio blog is obviously going to require some questions. So what I'll probably do is, I wasn't planning on recording many of these on the weekend, but I got a great question on cause and effect from one of my haumanna, from one of my students. So as a teaser, that will be the next audio blog. But I hope you enjoy this one. I hope you enjoy the audio blog. Send me some more questions, and thank you all so very much for listening and giving me this opportunity to share this information with you. Take care, all. How do we usually end class at Huna? Class dismissed. Love you all. Aloha, a hui ho, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.